Hello, everyone. Okay, today in our little fourth grade social studies class, we're going to be learning about the 13 colonies of America. Now, as most of you know, we like to go over our content objective first. So, our content objective for today is that students will be able to identify the 13 colonies and explain the main motivations for colonization in the United States. Now, you might be wondering, what's a colony or what is colonization? Can we all together say the word colonies? Colonies. Good job. Does anyone know what the word colonies mean? Yeah. Perfect. It's basically whenever someone moves to a new country and makes a new home outside of their original country. Okay. Now, a lot of times whenever we think of colonies, we think of the word pilgrims. Thanksgiving, colonies, pilgrims. We think of that a lot. Pilgrims. Does anyone know what the word pilgrims means? Yeah, pilgrims are people who take a long journey to a foreign place a lot of times, and a lot of times it's related to religious circumstances. Now, last vocabulary word that we're going to go over before getting into our lesson. Can we say this big word together? Let's see. Treacherous. Treacherous. Good job. Treacherous. Does anyone know what that means? Or does anyone ever see that sign that says treacherous? Yeah, it basically means danger or like do not pass, like it is dangerous, don't want to come in here. That's what treacherous means. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning about the little 13 colonies like in this map right here. This little map that was going to be down here, but I'll bring it back up in a second. We're going to be needing a paper and a pencil, so get out your notebooks and get out your pencils. And we're going to provide you with a little script that we're going to read through Reader's Theater. Now, Reader's Theater is a little activity that we like to do that improves our confidence and improves pronunciation for people who speak English. It improves everything that you need to know, from confidence to being able to retell the story and to summarize the story. And it builds vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency. Oral language is all that we're doing right here today. So, Miss Holmes is going to bring you into your lesson.
Okay, this is our script. It's a day in the life of a New England colony. And it's basically a story about a family in New England. And we're going to learn about them. So, I have red groups for our red stickers on our desks. Y'all are going to get with a buddy, and you are going to be Beth Parcher. And I really want y'all to focus on getting all of the words right. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask, but really try and focus on getting the words correct. My orange desk groups. You are going to be Reporter Sally. You're also going to get with a buddy, and I want you to split up the lines. For y'all, I want you to focus on getting the words right and also trying to understand what your character is doing in the story. My yellow groups, you are going to be with a buddy, and you are going to be Narrator 1. You are going to focus on getting all of the words right, understanding what's happening, and really making it sound like you are that character. And finally, for my green groups, I want y'all to get with a buddy. You're going to be Narrator 2. You're going to do the same thing as the yellow group. And I want you to also focus on just really getting into the character and getting all of the words right, and focus on your inflection and your diction.
Now, what we're going to do, great job on everyone that read that. Now, since we read it one time through, we're going to really work on this time our diction and our pronunciation, okay? So we're going to read it one time through, and we're going to go over some vocabulary words that we might have missed the first time. Okay, let's do that. Great job. Okay, now that we did that, I want all of y'all to brain dump. We're going to brain dump on our paper like we've done in class before. I want you to write down everything you remember from the scripts, everything you learned about the 13 colonies, everything you learned about colonization, pilgrims, vocabulary words that you learned. Everything, I just want you to write it down in complete sentences. Let's make sure we capitalize our first letters of each sentence. We're capitalizing proper nouns, and we're adding punctuation to our sentences. We done? Okay, now I want you to turn to a partner and I want you to explain what's on your page. Maybe flip papers, maybe go through them, see what's going on. And I want you all to talk to each other, maybe clarify some questions that you had or some thoughts that you had while reading the story that you wrote down.
Okay, now I really hope y'all got to learn a lot with your partners, and now we're going to do a big class discussion, and you can share out what you learned. You can ask them questions that neither you and your partner knew the answer to, and we're just gonna do a big old discussion and focus on what we learned today.
Great. Okay, now next week or tomorrow, we're going to focus on more about the 13 colonies, social studies aspect, what all of them are, and really hone in on what we learned today. So,